One radical solution to the problem of rush hour congestion and downtown parking was long ago thought of and acted upon by millions of Americans in big cities all across the nation.
Who needs to go downtown at all?
All around the periphery of St. Louis, in the Missouri and Illinois counties served by the Bi-State Development Agency, there is an ever-widening ring of business establishments and professional offices designed to meet the specifications of the automobile age. Drive-in theaters, drive-in restaurants, drive-in hotels, drive-in banks. And dominating the suburban landscape throughout the drive-in belt around St. Louis are the great shopping centers that offer the suburbanite every variety of merchandise and professional service he might reasonably want. Plus, acres and acres of free parking, all without having to drive more than 2 or 3 miles from home. With all this convenience, and what's more to the point, with all this free parking space available in the ever-widening suburban belt, the modern metropolitan area resident is constrained to repeat the question.
Why go downtown at all?
Well, on the surface, at least, this question seems to suggest a realistic and sensible solution to the problem of all-day parking and rush hour traffic in the central business district of any big city. Why go downtown at all? Why indeed? Just the same, many of us will have the uneasy feeling that this solution is almost too easy, that there's a hint of danger in it, the threat, perhaps, of some kind of social disorganization on an enormous scale. The suburbs surround what we've long thought of as the central city, the core area. But what will happen to the surrounding belt of suburbs if this core simply disintegrates and then vanishes? Could the suburban belt just go on expanding forever, leaving a bigger and bigger circle of nothing much in the middle, a bigger and bigger hole in the donut? In scores of American cities, including St. Louis, this is exactly what began happening with the coming of the great automobile age after World War I. In the beginning, it was just a matter of going out where the living was greener, a little more spacious, a matter of opening up new residential areas in the comparative peace and quiet of the suburbs. But as wealth moved out of the city, urban blight moved in, usually right downtown on the fringes of the core area business district, because that's where the oldest houses and tenements were, the buildings that traditionally produce the least in tax revenues and cost the most in tax-supported services like police protection, fire protection, and public health service. This spreading cancer of urban blight, this rot in the core of the city, accelerated the flight to the outlying residential areas, and this in turn generated the great commuting cycle of people having to travel greater and greater distances each day to get what they went to the suburbs for in the first place.